All right. Um. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the K and B Sports Podcast, where me and my co-host Blake just scream at each other for about an hour or so.
Yeah, at school, been told that we're quite annoying with our sports, so we're just gonna let our anger out here. And it's the
Yeah,
best option.
it's the only option, really.
Yeah, yeah. At this
Um.
point,
Yeah. I mean, so
sooner or later, somebody's gonna.
yeah, yeah. Someone's gonna lose their mind. In fact, people already have really, but at
I mean,
least.
honestly, you would lose your mind if you could hear this guy's takes.
Oh, here we go.
It's
Here we
bad.
go.
Oh, it's bad.
We haven't even
Oh,
started.
it's
We haven't
bad.
even started.
I don't care. I don't
The
care.
episode literally just
No,
started, and you're already on. We haven't even gotten to our topic.
because the episode can start, but what doesn't end is your horrible takes.
Okay,
That's what doesn't end.
there it is. Okay. So with the first episode, we're gonna talk all sports, but the most the simplest topic to start with. Well, it's not really that simple, but it's the most common. It's the most popular. We've got the top 10 NBA players of all time. Our lists are probably going to be pretty different. I do want to set some ground. I do want to set some ground rules. Okay, there will be no interrupting during the top 10 because we will never,
There might.
never even.
No, there might though.
No, you will. I promise you, Blake. We'll
Okay.
get through
All
the
right.
top 10 if you don't interrupt.
Okay.
You can say we can
Okay.
say whatever we want after, but you just get through your top 10. I might make a noise. You might make a noise. You might say something. I'm just gonna roll through it, and then we're gonna go from there.
All right, I'm here.
Okay. I think we can both get our both of our top threes out of the way. It's gonna be
Okay.
John, Mike, and Kareem, and I think we can both.
Yeah.
put that down,
Self-explanatory.
and then I'll let you
Yep.
start. I'll let you start.
Me start at the 4 spot. Okay. So we've already had this talk before, but 4, I went Bill Russell.
It's not crazy. It's not crazy. I'll let you continue, but it's definitely not.
5, I got Wilt. 6, I got Kobe. 7, I got Magic Johnson. 8, I got Tim Duncan. 9, I got Shaquille O'Neal. 10, I got Steph Curry.
Okay. You're gonna have to run that by me again at some point, but
Okay.
so because 10 players, it's a lot to remember. Well, really 7 because our top 3 is unbelievable. Okay. So at my 4, Bill Russell.
Okay.
At my 5, Wilt. So really, the top 5 might be honestly self-explanatory. I think after that, let's see. I think I go Tim Duncan at my 6.
Oh, God help me.
Tim Duncan at the 6. We're gonna go Magic 7. I've got Kobe 8th. Kobe 8th. Let's see, 9. 9. I'm gonna go Stephen Curry, and 10 Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay, so we got some different ones.
Yeah.
Our
bottom 5 is very, very different. Incredibly different.
Let me just tell you straight. I don't like it.
I knew you wouldn't. I know you don't like.
I don't like it. I
know you don't like Tim.
I don't. Listen. I love Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan was a fabulous player.
I agree.
But he's not over Magic, and he's definitely not over Kobe Bryant.
So he's definitely over Kobe.
Definitely over Kobe. We're doing this right now.
So he's definitely over Kobe.
So Kobe Bryant in many people's top tens is usually top 5, even 4. Okay.
That's because
You talk about no. You talk about impact of the game. Kobe has had 15 times more impact on the on basketball than Tim Duncan has ever. And you like to talk about
I mean, if
impact
you
a
want to sit
lot.
here and talk about jersey sales, like Michael Jordan would be the GOAT, but
Oh, we're not talking about jersey sales.
You're talking about impact. So that's, I mean, he didn't have an impact on the game. Like
I'm talking impact to the youth. Nobody's like, yeah, man, I grew up watching Tim Duncan. No, I grew up watching Kobe Bryant, and it's not even just that.
Because we're new gens, but it's not about that. It has nothing to do with that.
Kobe, as people say, is not a great defender, not a great passer. He's not a great passer.
He is not a great passer.
Horrible.
Horrendous. He's a bad defender, but he's not.
He's a 12-time all-defensive player of all defensive team.
He's not an incredible defender. He's a good defender. He's good enough.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Tim Duncan, one of the greatest centers of all time. What does that mean?
Yeah, top 3.
All right, power forward. He's the greatest power forward of all time. He's the definition of the power forward.
Yeah, 100%.
But what Kobe had in his mentality, in his focus on just wanting to win.
No. He knew how to score.
What do you mean, no?
He knew how to score.
He loved to score the ball. He loved to play defense, and he loved to win.
He wasn't a winner. He wasn't a winner like Kobe. You can say. I mean,
wasn't a winner like Tim Duncan. Okay, we can go through each of those teams, and I promise you that I would rather have those Spurs teams coached by Greg Popovich than any of those Lakers teams.
They have the same championships. They have the same number of championships that they've won.
Whatever.
Tim Duncan has one more MVP than him.
Arguably, Tim Duncan had better teams in his career.
And he still has one more MVP than Kobe.
Okay.
Huh. Isn't that crazy?
Okay, all right, so Kobe went to 18 All-Stars. Yep. He's a 2-time scoring champ.
Duncan went to 15 All-Stars.
He's a 15-time All-NBA, a 4-time All-Star MVP, a 2-time Final MVP. He also played with Shaquille O'Neal, obviously.
Yep,
Shaq won all 3 of those.
Then Kobe.
Nope, if he was better, he'd be over on your, but he's not.
No, because when you have a top 10 list, you're talking about them, and just them.
Okay, yeah, I know.
And the dominance of Shaq.
Kobe could score from the 3. He could score from the mid. He could score a layup. He can dunk the ball. He can do anything.
He's not known for his 3-point shooting. Don't even start.
No, but he could shoot the ball. He could shoot the ball.
He's like a Sean Livingston if Sean Livingston had the Mamba mentality.
I don't think I've ever seen Sean Livingston shoot a ball.
He was
past the mid-range.
That's my point.
Okay.
No, wait, what? What? He could drive, he could dunk, he could get a layup, he could do some crazy shit. He had some jellies in his bag.
Sean Livingston?
Sean Livingston. But yeah.
Are we? Okay. All right. Backtrack. So we were just on a conversation with 2 Hall of Famers, and then you try and argue me about Sean Livingston.
You're telling me Sean Livingston? I'm not saying he's first ballot, but he's a borderline Hall of Famer.
Sean Livingston, you're being so for real right now?
I'm being so for real. He was known for the mid.
Sean Livingston. All right, chalk the top 10 list. This guy just said Sean Livingston is a borderline Hall of Famer. Okay. He played 14 seasons. He only has 3 NBA championships. Only accolade he's ever had. Okay. His highest points per game was 9.3, and he only played 54 seasons that game. 54 games that season.
Oh my gosh.
No. No, there's no, oh my gosh, there's no nothing.
There's no way it was that low.
He put up 6.3 points per game in his career. He's a bottom tier. He's a great role player, don't get me wrong. If you needed him to score, he'll get a bucket. If you needed him to play defense, he was a great key for that 2015, 16, and 17 Warriors. 2015, 16, 17 Warriors. He was great. But what he is not is even close.
Wow.
He's not even close to an
all. I'll admit this is one of the worst first round picks I've ever seen. I would have thought that he would have had way more.
No. Don't get me wrong. Shaun Livingston was on the come up.
Oh, he
was on the come up, and then you see how. So he didn't play a full year because he destroyed his kneecap. Destroyed his knee. Completely tore like everything in his knee.
But even then, he didn't have a season where he averaged over 10 points. That's a
no, but like I'm saying, he's on the come up. He averaged 9.3 points per game, 5.1 assists, 1.1 steals, and he played 30 minutes. He was on the come up.
Yeah.
But he's not even close to an all-star. Never was.
I just remember Shaun Livingston just giving you bucket after bucket after bucket after bucket.
Oh no! Don't get me wrong.
No, but like he didn't. But he just didn't. I mean, the stats don't lie. It's just, I mean, when he's giving you 6.3 points on fucking, how many minutes? Let's see. I mean, like on 20 minutes, like it's not terrible, but I first off, I thought he played way more than 20 minutes, or 19 and a half here. But he only gave you 6.3 average of a turnover. I don't know what that stat is. Basically a steal a game. Couldn't even get an assist or actually that's not true. That's blocks. 3 assists is cool. 2 rebounds. The dude's, I don't even know how tall he's. What is he, like 6'11", 6'10"? 6'9"?
6'7".
Still, bro. I mean, like if you're above like 6'6", 6'7", or above, I mean, you got to get more than 2 boards. I don't care if you're playing 10 minutes a game. I'm not saying.
He was.
I'm not saying it's easy to get bored, but like, wow, okay. No, I'll backtrack on what I just said. I could have sworn more minutes. I could have sworn he scored way more because everyone talks about the midi. I've seen the midi. And I don't know if I've seen him.
Okay, well, here's the thing about like TikTok and YouTube and stuff. You can make a highlight out of anybody you want. I could make a highlight about Anthony Bennett.
I watched the Warriors play basketball. I'm not saying I watched every single game, but I watched their playoff runs in the mid 2010s when they were going on when they literally went to 4 finals in a row. I wasn't familiar, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, he was not the player you thought he was.
But back to our top 10 conversation.
In all means, I don't think Tim Duncan is a bad player at all.
No, I mean
he's in my top 10. He's great.
Oh, 100%.
But I feel like impact has for the young kids. You won't ever I heard of anybody saying
in 10 years the people's top 10 could be Wembanyama as their go just because of the impact. It's you know what I mean?
I think we can make an argument that
I don't think that is that much of a deciding factor into the top 10 personally.
I just feel like so Tim Duncan was very well known defense too. He was a great defender. His name was Mr. Fundamental. He did everything they asked him to do and more. And I could see, he was probably the number 1 player on that team. It's a rookie season. I mean, Tony Parker was better. Manu Ginobili was an amazing 6th man. Probably the best 6th man of all time.
100%.
Who else we have?
Oscar, of course. Not for the entirety of Tim Duncan's career.
Yeah,
he did.
Thiago Spinner's not even in the question.
Thiago Spinner.
Yeah, Kawhi Leonard. amazing defender. But I mean, later in his
still
career,
wasn't better than Tim Duncan on that team, and I think me and you both can agree with that.
oh well, yeah, because he was still early in the season. I mean, early in his career.
But this is why I mean, obviously we could both agree that he's the best player on that team, but there's still a ton of talent on that team, and this is why I have Tim Duncan at 6, because he had a lot of talent around him. The best talent that Kobe had around him was Shaquille O'Neal and Pau Gasol.
What I'm saying is that
career, and he only has one.
Kobe. Kobe was winning with those teams. Like it was like you look at the teams. It was Kobe, Shaq, and then a bunch of absolute old heads. Old heads that just wanted a ring. I mean, it was just a 2-man game the entire time. Listen, don't get me wrong. Shaq is the most dominant center of all time. But Kobe.
But who wanted to?
I don't think
who wanted to play with Kobe. Obviously, Pau Gasol did. Shaquille O'Neal, by the time he got that 4th ring, was like, I don't want to play with Kobe anymore. This guy's a selfish fucking asshole. He leaves. He goes to another team. He gets mad when Kobe wins the 5th ring. They fucking pissed at him. Pau Gasol obviously got that 5th ring with Kobe. I that might be wrong. Is that true?
What?
I feel like that could be wrong. Hold on.
I don't know what you said. Him and Pau did win a ring against the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, like that's my point. Him and Pau won a ring. Pau wanted to play with him because Pau understood Kobe at the time. Kobe had been in the league plenty for the rest of the league to understand him, and Pau was willing to do that. But like, nobody else wanted to play with Kobe because everybody knew that he was just that selfish of a player.
Sorry. It wasn't Boston. It was Orlando.
Oh, what a finals that is.
Dwight Howard. It was Dwight Howard. Orlando. Yeah, it wasn't even a battle.
Yeah.
But then in 2009, 2010, they did beat Boston in 7. That Boston team is way better than that Lakers team. Easily. Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Rajon Rondo. I think, Paul Pierce was still on that team. Glenn Davis, he was a big part of that team. Young Tony Allen. I mean,
yeah, but like, it was never not the Kobe show, and that's just my problem with Kobe.
If Kobe is gonna shoot,
great.
High percentage.
If he's swinging the rock, if he's swinging the rock, he's obviously going to be scoring less. He's not even going to be in the conversation for top 10. May not even be in the conversation for 20 top.
Listen,
10,
so
top
Popovich coached a team to swing a rock. I mean, they always pass the ball. I mean, at least 7 per drive. Phil Jackson coached Kobe. I mean, he coached Michael Jordan before he coached Kobe.
Right.
If he knows what he saw in Michael Jordan and he sees in Kobe, why would he not run the same thing he did with Michael Jordan that he did with Kobe?
Michael was not as selfish as Kobe.
Kobe knew that he gets the ball, he's going to get a bucket. I think every star player should know that. Every star player knows that. Even though they average 10 assists a game or 9 assists a game, it's still, yeah, I got the ball. I'm going to go get a bucket. That's their first instinct. Yeah, they can make great passes. But what my argument was, I'm not even like talking about like selfishness or nothing, because that really doesn't make you a bad player. If you're winning championships and you're scoring a lot of points, and he's still averaging his career averaging 4.7. It wasn't horrendous.
The thing is, Kobe won championships because he had a partner in crime, because he had a good duo. whenever he didn't have that partner in crime like Shaq, like Pau Gasol, he's barely making the playoffs. He's barely getting through the playoffs. He's getting first, second round exits. He he
Okay,
he can he is selfish, and I understand it sounds a little contradicting what I'm saying right now, but he always needed someone. He couldn't all like he is a selfish guy, but he was never
Tim
going
Duncan.
strictly by himself.
So those Spurs team, you're telling me that Tim Duncan never had a second man?
Ooh,
Not even a third
I
or
don't even
fourth?
know what
He
you're
had
getting at because I never heard
every
that.
year.
No, but who said that?
Okay, but you can't make the argument that he just won because he had a second man. He was always the top scorer, except for like I think the 2000 and the 2001 year where Shaquille was
but
the most dominant player of all
He needed
time.
a bailout in Shaq, in Pau Gasol. If he didn't have that, you can bet your sweet bippy they're gonna be a first round fucking exit.
Okay, but you act like out of those two, that those teams were amazing. Like they had great role players that could win them anything. It was Shaq and Kobe. Great duo.
I agree.
Amazing duo. Obviously, they shouldn't work together.
That's literally the point I'm making.
That's it. That's it, though. We've seen that we've seen that in recent history with like Devin Booker and KD not working together. Even Kevin Durant, Kyrie, and James Harden not working together. Not every star is going to together if they play together. Damian Lillard, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Obviously, that didn't win him a championship. So Kobe and Shaq could do it because they were good enough. Kobe was still averaging about, I think, 27 to 28 points per game in the playoffs, while Shaq was still dominating, winning MVPs and almost defensive player.
What was Kobe doing without Shaq and without Pau Gasol? In those in between years, but after Shaq leaving and before Pau Gasol, what was Kobe doing? All he could do is score. Barely making playoffs.
1997, they went 61 and 21. Amazing.
And that
without Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay.
And they just didn't. I mean, they won that 3-peat. Everybody knows about.
Right.
Even with Shaq, they went 50 and 32. Like you want, like it's Derek Fisher and a six year Derek Fisher, Rick Fox, Robert Horry. Robert Horry's getting really old, and I mean it's his 10th year in the league, and everybody else can basically become a milkman. There is nobody that had any role on any other team except for the Lakers because they were paying Kobe so much money, Shaq so much money, and then obviously Derek Fisher, Rick Fox, and Robert Horry. That's it. That is it. He had no supporting cast around him except the duo he had. Listen, with Pau Gasol, he had Andrew Bynum. Andrew Bynum was amazing young. He wasn't a top 10 center, but he was an amazing center.
Because nobody was willing to fuck their stats to just play with Kobe. And nobody was willing to do that except for Pau Gasol. And maybe a couple other
As Pau Gasol, players. He can't be a number one on any team and win a championship. We saw that with Memphis.
Right. But
so why would he not want to go join a superstar to go win a championship?
Because everybody know now. Pau Gasol did get lucky. Not lucky necessarily, but him and Kobe worked together. Very rare because Kobe doesn't work with a lot of people. You remember Lamar Odom was basically in tears when he got passed the ball by Kobe Bryant and made the shot to win the.
Lamar Odom was a great player.
Lamar Odom was a great player. That's probably the third best player that Kobe's played with.
No, he played with Dwight.
Well, yeah. But I'm talking about this prime Kobe. I'm not talking about
so
Kobe where You got a bunch of fucking
2004.
Lonzo Ball and Julius Randle on your fucking team, and you're like going like 40 and 40. Like, like that's not what I'm talking about.
All right, so 2004, 2005, they missed the playoffs by a margin. I mean 34 and 48. Their team, I'm going to name these players. Probably won't know 90% of them. I mean, Chucky Atkins, Tony Bobbitt, Tiro Brown, Kobe, obviously, Aaron Butler, Brian Cook, Vlad Divac, Devine George, Brian Grant, Newman Jones, some couldn't tell you, Chris Mim, Lamar Odom, Dean Rush, Sasha, and Luke Walton. If Luke Walton is on your team, chalk the entire season. Okay? He can't coach. He couldn't play. There's what, Kobe, Vlad in his 15th year, Lamar Odom in his 5th year. He was a great player with Kobe. But I'm telling you, anybody, LeBron, I mean, I can't even say that because LeBron's the greatest of all time. And the team he took, I mean, they went 66 and 16 with Alante West, Arizal, Diggy, and I mean, I've got the other two, but they shouldn't be going 66 and 16.
Right. They shouldn't.
But LeBron's number one for a reason, so that's for a different time. Kobe, and my argument is Tim Duncan had a better team his entire career.
And won more MVPs. Well, I understand it's only one more, but he won one more MVP while having an.
How are you supposed to succeed? Like Bradley Beal for instance. Bradley Beal averaged 30 points per game on the Wizards.
Because he was on the Wizards.
And 31 points per game. Yeah. How is he supposed to win when his team's not winning? No MVP wins when they have a losing season or a bad team or a barely playoff. No MVP wins.
I mean, yeah, that is how it works. I don't necessarily agree with it, but that is how it works.
So if you're the best player on a very good team, yeah, you're going to get a lot of love. Like Derrick Rose. Okay, I mean, I think we all agree that Dwight.
That's the point I'm making. Tim Duncan is a 2-time MVP, and he has an incredible team. He had a okay, incredible's kind of pushing it, but like he had a very good team around him, a very good supporting crew, and is a 2-time MVP. Kobe had essentially a bunch of nobodies. I mean, obviously not including like Shaq and certain players. We all know who the players are, of course, but like Kobe had a lot of nobodies around him, and only as a 1-time MVP. I understand he's not winning. I don't necessarily agree that just because your team's bad, if you're averaging 40 points on a shitty team, I mean.
Oh no, that's totally understandable. Because I could be on a you put prime LeBron James. Or prime anybody on the worst team in the league. Let's say the Charlotte Bobcats when they went 7-59. They're averaging like 35 to 40 points per game because that's the only option they have. So obviously he's going to score a lot of points. Of course he is.
Right.
So I'm saying that obviously has more MVPs, whatever. He has one more when he's been on an amazing team since 1998 to 2016. 2016 is obviously rough. I mean, they were all old. Tony Parker is about to leave for Charlotte for some reason, or he did leave for Charlotte. Manu Ginobili is about to retire, or he did retire.
Right.
Like, okay, whatever.
I just want you to listen to this. 2003 to 2004, the last year that Shaq played with Kobe, 56 and 26. They finished first in the NBA and the Pacific Division of the NBA. The next year, Shaq goes to the Heat. 2004 to 2005, 34 and 48.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. You got to look at the supporting cast around Kobe.
That's my point. If Kobe was so good, how is he going? He is well below 500. Well below 500 the moment Shaq leaves.
Okay, so you're telling
kind of picks it up.
Kobe.
They have a positive record. They finished third in the Pacific Division. What happens next year? They barely go by five. Excuse me. They barely go 500. They went 42 and 40 in 2006 to 7.
You're telling me a team with Kobe, Shaq, Eric Fisher,
4-1.
old Horace Grant, Karl Malone, and Gary Payton.
No, but Kobe's that good, right? Kobe should be.
Better than Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan couldn't be on that team. Tim Duncan could not be on that team and take that team better to what Kobe did. He just can't.
He wouldn't get 4-1. I'll tell you that. But like, there's not ever been a power forward that's your number one guy. You're not gonna like the first time I ever saw a power forward be your number one guy was Giannis. Okay. I'm not saying Tim Duncan wasn't the number one guy, but you're not gonna see him go fucking coast to coast. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna inbound the ball and start dribbling, tween. Oh, Euro step, dunk. Okay, nobody ever saw Tim Duncan do that, but he still would not get 4-1 by the Phoenix Suns in the Western Conference first round. By the way, first round exit in 05 to 06. In Game 7. Didn't even make it when Shaq left because they were obviously that bad. Then Pau Gasol joins in 2007 to 2008. They do make it to the finals. They play well. I believe this might have been the first year with Pau Gasol. I'm not 100% sure. Can you fact check me on that? Hello?
Nope. So in 2004-2005, Kobe and that team lost to Steve Nash, the MVP of that year. As the 8th seed, he took them to Game 7.
They didn't make it in 04-05. Are you kidding me? They didn't make it to the playoffs. They went 34 and 48.
In 04-05?
Yeah, they didn't make a playoffs.
Oh, I'm sorry. 2005-2006.
Yeah, they lose in Game 7, first round. They lose
as an 8th seed to the MVP with Amari Stoudemire, Steve Nash, and Sean Merrick.
And we can talk about that too. Steve Nash did not deserve it in 05.
We can talk about it. We can talk about Nash didn't deserve it because he didn't. He didn't deserve it. We all know that.
I don't think he deserved either of the MVPs he won.
But why he got the MVP is because Phoenix was 29 and 53 the prior year he came to Phoenix. Mm-hmm. The year he came to Phoenix, they went 62 and 20. They have Stoudemire, Steve Nash, Sean Marion, young Joe Johnson. Steve Nash brought that team together by his passing, by his defense, he had okay defense. He could take the ball from you, whatever.
Yeah, right.
By his just all around.
He averaged a steal.
Headset.
But
he was the leader of that team, and he
averaged 34 minutes. He gave you 23 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, which is pretty good for Shaquille O'Neal. Because it's actually very impressive for Shaq because the moment.
Anyways, we're getting off topic. Steve Nash is a different story.
Yeah, that's fair. But I looked at the MVP race. And
then he got one forward by Phoenix again when Steve Nash won another MVP.
Yeah. But I mean, like we both can agree he didn't necessarily deserve it. So it's like, I mean, yeah, he's playing.
Oh, but there's an argument
He's
that he
playing an
did deserve
MVP.
it because what he did to Phoenix.
Yeah, I've never necessarily agreed personally with that.
Like, do you think Derrick Rose deserved it? I don't think he did.
Uh, yeah, me and you have talked about this obviously off camera, and no, nope, he did not deserve it.
Um. Anyways, so Tim Duncan played 3 more seasons, basically 4 more seasons than Kobe, way more games than Kobe, and Kobe scored more points all time.
Because it was always the Kobe show.
So they have the same amount of championships, but the Spurs have had a better team all time of that stretch than
Mm-hmm.
the Lakers had.
Yep, and Kobe still only has one MVP. I mean, you're never gonna convince me that Kobe's better.
Because he has one MVP.
How many MVPs do you think he was deserving of?
I mean, dude, like San Antonio did not have one. They had probably they got one season under 50 wins. They had every season from 2000, or sorry, 1999 to 2017 that they were always the first or second.
Yeah, obviously Tim Duncan had a great supporting cast around him, but Tim Duncan was always, except for maybe some of his early years, like his rookie year and a couple years maybe after that. But after that, once he hit his prime, he was always the number one option, and he did not need to score 33,000 points, 7,000 rebounds, and 6,300 assists to get 5 championships.
What I'm saying is
Did
that
not need to produce as much. Well, okay, he has quite a bit more rebounds than Kobe, but that's obvious because
like Kobe was taking these less well-rounded teams
Tim Duncan
to
didn't
a
need to do as much
championship.
to win, and he's still a two-time MVP. Think about that. He only has 26,000 points. That's very high. That's a lot. Shaq has 2,000 more than him, and only has a one-time MVP. But Tim Duncan has 26,500 points and is a two-time MVP. Kobe is like top. I'm pretty sure. What is he? Top 6, top 7 in points scored of all time, and has only won one MVP. And
One MVP. So Curry's better than Kobe all the time because he has more MVPs than him.
then who?
That Derrick Rose and Curry are on the same level because they have the same amount of MVPs. Is that what this is based off?
It's not just about MVPs, but the All Stars are pretty much they're very similar, right? Tim Duncan had 15, Kobe Bryant had 18, Michael Jordan only
All
had
stars
14.
on his team.
But still, Curry is not above Kobe.
Okay. They're probably counting what? Karl
Malone,
Malone, 16th year, Gary Payton in his 13th years. I don't think Horace Grant even made one. Like, they're counting old players. I mean, like, what? Dwight Howard was definitely an MVP. Hall of Famer at that most. Al Gasol, Hall of Famer. Shaq. Ron Butler. Lamar Odom. Those guys. Lamar making All-Star, so never mind.
who Lamar Odom?
And Kobe was doing the same amount of damage, even more than what Tim Duncan was doing with a worse supporting cast around him. Way worse supporting cast around him.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna be a broken record for the next like hour then because for me, it's just always going to come down to this: the fact that he has less points, less assists, which is actually kind of interesting.
Okay, the year that Tim Duncan won the championship. This year he had in 1998, 1999, he had David Robinson, Hall of Famer. Listen, he was on the bridge of his career, like really old, like 33. But we've seen many bigs be that old and still dominate in the league. I mean, he was a better defender than Tim Duncan that year. David Robinson, his second man. 2002, 2003. He still had David Robinson. Not even on top of David Robinson. He had Tony Parker. He had Steven Jackson. He had Manu Ginobili, a rookie, whatever. And Bruce Bowen, one of the best defenders in that year.
All right, I've got to pull it up here. Well, I'm not. You're gonna know in a second, but okay. Accolade. As far as accolades go, Kobe's rookie year, nothing. Second year, made an All-Star. He was second in Sixth Man of the Year. Very, very impressive. Very impressive. I actually don't know what that means. What does this mean? Hold on. Oh, he was on an All-NBA third team in his third year. His fourth year in the league, he was 12th in MVP, 5th in Defensive Player of the Year. He made an All-Star. He was on the All-NBA second team and All-Defensive first team. At his 5th year, 9th in MVP, 11th in Defensive Player of the Year. Made yet again another All-Star. NBL second team, second defensive team. 5th in MVP voting. So we're starting to climb the MVP ladder. 3rd in Defensive Player of the Year. Another All-Star. Okay. First team All-NBA. Second team All Defense. 3rd in MVP voting. Climbing very high. 8th in Defensive Player of the Year. This is his 7th year, by the way. 8th in Defensive Player of the Year. So drops in the defensive area, as far as the ladder, at least. Yet again, another All-Star. First team All-NBA. First team All-Defense. 5th in MVP voting. 10th in Defensive Player of the Year. Another All-Star. First NBA team. All-NBA team. First defensive team. He hits 04, 05 once he gets Shaq gone. Not in the MVP ladder. Not in the Defensive Player of the Year ladder. He drops all the way down to the All-NBA third team. And that was all he got once Shaq left.
I'm not going to act like that's bad.
I'm not going to act like that's bad, but this isn't Kobe. This is not the Kobe we know.
It's the same thing that we go back to Bradley Beal, but he wasn't getting the recognition he deserved. He was averaging 31 points per game on 5 and 5. He was all third team and an All-Star. You're telling me he didn't deserve anything else, averaging 31 points per game?
I think it's blasphemous that you're comparing these two right now.
I'm comparing them because you got to look at the team instead of just that one player. That one player.
That's what the fucking top 10 is about. It's about just the player. It doesn't. Who cares what their fucking team was?
Okay, but you're not listening. You're not listening. That Kobe had a worse supporting cast, so he had to say. So now he has the worst.
It's like saying that sugar is in the chocolate that a 9-year-old eats. Everyone understands that. I understand that Kobe had a bad supporting cast.
Okay, he has the same amount of championships.
But you're also acting like Tim Duncan had LeBron James, Michael Jordan,
no, he didn't. He didn't.
Bill Russell on his fucking team. He didn't. He had yes, he had the best 6-man of all time, arguably. He had some other talent on it. He had Oscar Robinson. He had a good supporting cast. I've been saying this the whole time.
What did you just say? What did you just say?
mess up a name?
Did you just say Oscar Robertson played with Tim Duncan?
Did I mess up a name? What was his name? Oscar.
Oh, God help me. Tony Parker?
Wait, what?
Tony Parker, not Oscar Robertson. Oscar played in the 1960s with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
No. I'm messing up a name then. Hold on.
Oh my God. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter because when Kobe was winning those championships, the third highest scorer was Derek Fisher with 11 points per game. Then it goes 7.9, 7.1, 6.8, 6.7. It had to be Kobe. It had to be Shaq.
Monty Ginobili averaged 40 points a game, dude.
No, he averaged.
Like. That's what you're acting like.
That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that it wasn't just two guys averaging 30 and 27 or 28 and then just 11, 7, 7, 7. It was just spread out. This one year they won. It was 20 points per game for Tim Duncan. 20, 18, 16, 9, 8, 8. And then Bruce Bowen was second in Defensive Player of the Year. Kobe did not have that. He had Shaq, and then he had a bunch of ice cream workers. He had Pau Gasol. He had Andrew Bynum.
Listen to this team. When Tim Duncan won his first ring against the New York Knicks in 98 to 99, listen to this. Antonio Daniels, Tim Duncan, Mario Elie, Sean Elliott. Okay, Sean Elliott. We all know Sean Elliott. Andrew Gaze, Jaren Jackson. Oh, Jaren Jackson, dad. Avery Johnson, another good player. Steve Kerr, probably a little washed, just because he's kind of, just got off the Bulls. You know what I mean? Gerard King, a good player. Oh, I meant David Robinson. That's what I meant, not Oscar Robinson. That's what I meant. Will Perdue, couldn't tell you who that is. David Robinson, we all know who that is. He's incredible. Malik Rose, and then Brandon Williams. And you're going to tell me that that's some... they finished...
You're cherry picking it. You're cherry picking. That's fine, bro. You're cherry picking it. That's fine.
Cherry picking.
He won his first MVP. He won his first championship with a below-average team. Okay. Yeah, that year, where did they go? 37 and 13?
Yeah.
37 and 13. Does that sound right to you?
I'm actually not sure what happened there. Was there a bad outbreak of AIDS or something that year? I'm actually not super sure what happened. His second ring, Menke Batir? Bruce.
It was a lockout. That's why.
What's up?
It was a lockout. Oh, and they beat the Knicks that year. Let's see. Oh, let's see who the Knicks had. Knicks had Patrick Ewing.
Right.
Great player.
Like a top. I don't know. Top. He's up there.
35-year-old center. It's yeah. No, 36-year-old center. Latrell Sprewell, Allen Houston, Larry Johnson. Very old team.
Yeah.
Very old team.
Yeah. That's fair. But his second ring.
Whatever.
Speedy Claxton. Bruce Bowen. Bruce Bowen's pretty good. He's not. I'm not gonna say he's anything crazy.
He's an amazing defender once again.
Yeah, amazing defender. Tony Parker. I believe this might be his first few years or so. Second year. This is his second year. Steve Smith again. Kevin Willis. Malik Rose. I think I might have said him already. David Robinson.
Hey, bro, you still don't understand.
This isn't like crazy. It's good players, but once again, you are
You
acting.
can see the
You
stat
are
line
acting.
is spread out like an actual team. 23, 15, 12, 10, 8.
That's the
That's
problem.
4
with Kobe.
players.
It has to be the Kobe show, or he's just gonna bitch and whine. Do you remember the game where he did?
Okay, so you think he's not
fucking,
a good
he
player?
took 2
He's
shots in the game.
he's not a good player because he wants the ball in his hands.
To fucking take his diaper off and throw it on the ground and start bitching and whining like a baby. Because he hated his teammates because they weren't all. He didn't have a fucking team full of Kobe Bryants. That's the problem with Kobe. That's why he's
Kobe
on my list.
All right. 2008, 2009, he had a great team. Okay team. The starting 5 was good. Okay, and after that, not really players would be like, oh yeah, let's sit Lamar Odom, Andrew Bynum, and put this guy in. You're really not looking at these players like they can do the same impact off the bench. I mean, Kobe averaged 27 points per game, 2nd in MVP, 7th in Defensive Player of the Year, an All-Star, 1st team All-NBA, and 1st team All-Defensive team. Kobe, I mean, Tim Duncan, you know he's known for his defense, right?
He's known for everything.
He has only three more All-Defensive teams, and Kobe Bryant. He's well known for being cocky and wanting the ball all the time. He plays defense for his team.
He does. That doesn't make him any less selfish of a player.
You're telling me he is a bad player because he's selfish, but is Tim Duncan not a selfish player? Has the same.
Player. I said he's a selfish
player. But you can't put selfish in it at all. You can't put selfish in this argument at all.
Yes, I can.
When they have this, when he can be selfish and still have the same amount of championships that an unselfish player has.
Yeah, and with one less MVP than one of the least selfish players I've ever seen play basketball in my entire life.
And then the year after that, okay, Kobe, 27 points per game, and then Powell, 18, Bynum, 15, Meta World Peace, 11, Lamar Odom, 8, and 10, whatever. Great well team. I get it. Okay? But I'm telling you right now that the teams they beat to get to the championship, that Boston team was way better than that team I just listed.
Yeah.
That Bulls team was better than what I just listed.
The Bulls team? Who was on the Bulls team?
Those. So,
the Chicago Bears. Are you kidding me? Can you speak English?
yeah, here we go.
What did you say? I actually didn't hear you. I'm being so dead ass. What did you say? Nope, here we go. There it is.
It was kind of a rough year for them. Never mind. Wow. Okay, so they weren't a better team in 2009, 2010. Okay, whatever. The year after that, though, Tim Duncan wasn't even the leading scorer. He's actually not even the second leading scorer in the team.
Yep, and still a 2-time MVP.
So your only argument is MVPs. That's your only argument to me right now.
I mean, only one can win one every year.
Yeah. Right. So I mean, I don't get.
And Tim Duncan produced less over his career, aside from rebounds. But I mean, that's kind of a given with obviously just his size. But he produced less overall. As far as statistics go, we're not talking about. I mean, I'm not talking about accolades. As far as statistics go, produced less and still has one more MVP than Kobe.
Do you think Derrick Rose deserved it?
Once again, we both talked about this. I don't think he deserved it. No.
But he produced less than. I mean, he is.
I don't know why he won it, but I that's one of the years that I'm not very familiar with as far as the NBA goes.
He produced less than what the second guy did for his team. Your argument is that he produces less, but still won in one more MVP than Kobe.
He produced.
And your argument is that he's a better player all time because he has one more MVP than Kobe. And Kobe has played less seasons.
He didn't need
for All Stars.
Hey, dribble. Hey, ISO. It's the Kobe show. He didn't need to do that to win MVPs. When he won his this MVP race, in 2002 to 3, Tim Duncan won it. Obviously, it was top 3 was Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Kobe Bryant. Tim Duncan, 23 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, about a steal a game, and 3 blocks on 50% from the field. Obviously not very known for his three-point shooting. I mean, I'm not sure how many he shot that year, but not known for his three-point shooting. 70 from the free throw line. 16.5 win shares. I don't know what that means, actually. Oh, an estimated number of wins combined by a player per 48 minutes. I mean, that's also higher than Kobe's.
I lied. That they did
and he did
play the same amount of seasons.
Yeah.
I did get that wrong, but Tim Duncan did play about
this year
a half a season more than Kobe.
Kobe was third on 41 and a half minutes a game. He gives you 30. That's incredible. He gives you 7 rebounds a game. That's pretty good. 6 assists a game. That's pretty good. 2 steals a game is good.
Okay. But you can cherry pick stats.
But he shot.
Okay, at the end of the day.
Tim Duncan was making half of his shots. A little over half.
At the end of the day.
Actually, that was not his MVP. I'm sorry. That's not true. That was his second MVP. His first. MVP,
in his first 3 years, Kobe's first 3 championships, it was him and Shaq, and the rest.
And the rest were nobodies.
Nobodies.
Yeah.
Okay. When every championship that Tim Duncan won, he had an amazing supporting cast around him.
That's pushing it. It was good. It was very good, but it was not.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
It was good.
It was amazing.
Very good. That was really it. Here, I'm gonna give you this for Tim Duncan's first MVP. I'm gonna give you both of their stat lines, and I'm not even gonna tell you who is who. And I want you to just tell me who you want for the MVP. Minutes played. Hold on. Minutes played. 38 minutes a game. He averaged 25 points. 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 5.5 for both, but 5. A steal and a half a game, and under half a block. On 46% and 25% from 3. 25% from 3. Then we have about 41 minutes a game. 25.5 points, so basically the same points there. 13 rebounds, 4 assists, about a steal, 2.5 blocks. Once again, I kind of just spoiled it, but once again shooting 50%. And, 10% from 3 is ridiculous, but he's Tim Duncan. Once again, not known for 3-point.
Okay. You're just doing too much with these stats. I don't care. Like it makes no sense. They won the same amount of championships.
Right.
You know who had a better supporting cast? Tim Duncan, when they won the championship against Miami Heat, wasn't even the number one player on his team.
Tim Duncan?
Was not the number one player on the San Antonio Spurs when they won that championship. Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, Kawhi Leonard, Manu Ginobili, Marco Bellinelli, Patty Mills, Danny Green, Boris Diaw, Thiago Splitter. I mean, it went 16, 15, 12, 12, 11, 10, 9, 9, 8. Because that team, listen, Tim Duncan, I know he didn't score a lot of points because of the Greg Popovich way. They swung the ball, whatever. But why wouldn't they swing the ball when they have that kind of team? And that, I mean, like, there's not one player I said that was bad and that hasn't been part of a championship team. Like, Manu Ginobili was third and sixth man of the year. Marco Bellinelli was 11th. Patty Mills was 13th. Kawhi was defensive player of the year. It was 11th defensive player of the year, but it was still, he was very young. Tim Duncan, 12th in MVP. Tony Parker, 11th in MVP. Second All NBA. He wasn't even the number one player on his team. Kobe was always the number one player on his team, except for that 2001 year that Shaq absolutely dominated.
Yeah.
We can all agree that he dominated.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
But he was never below Pau Gasol. He was never below Andrew Bynum. He was never below Dwight Howard. We all know Shaq is the most dominant player of all time. Nobody could stop him.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, Tim Duncan, amazing player, but he can win he won championships, but not even being the best player on his team. So if he was such a great player and better than Kobe, that is never
wasn't even the best player
realistically
on his team, still has more MVPs. I like it always will come back to the MVPs. Not always. That's pushing it, but
okay. Then you can compare Derrick Rose and Kobe Bryant because they have the same amount of MVPs. So they're the same amount of impact on their team, same amount. Like I don't get what you're trying to say. I'm not trying to put him like he's a great player. I mean, he scored his one MVP. He scored. I mean, he beat out Jason Kidd. He beat out Kobe Bryant. He was amazing. I'm not putting him down on that. But Kobe can't win MVPs when his team can't win because he doesn't have a supporting cast around him. You're telling me a guy that's averaging 31
at the end of his career and go win a championship
No.
or something? I'm so
No.
lost. Because
No.
I'm only
He
seeing
stayed with San Antonio his entire life.
I'm only seeing 4 championships that he won.
It's 5 championships.
Unless he won one before the Knicks finals. No, because that was his rookie year, was it not?
Okay. So at the end of the day, I think Kobe Bryant is a better player all time because he had more impact on people in life. He has the same amount of championships with a worse supporting team. He's been the best player on his team for 19 years. You could it was off, and his second year was off too, but whatever. Rebuilding. They drafted him in not the lottery, but like the 16th or something around their pick. Whatever. Kobe Bryant was the best player on his team for many years, while Tim Duncan, yeah, he might have won 2 MVPs, but he has only 3 more all defensive teams than Kobe. Kobe has more
Tim Duncan
more scoring titles
in the year that he beat LeBron James not on the Cleveland Cavaliers because that was a sweep, But on the gentleman's sweep year where LeBron was on the Heat and 100% in his prime, after the year prior, he obviously Tim Duncan and the Spurs lose in Game 7 to the Heat. Then the next year, the gentlemen sweep them. Tim Duncan, he averaged. Hold on. Did not shoot a three in the series, by the way. He gave you 15, 10, 2. Okay, nothing crazy.
In the playoffs, he wasn't even the best player on his team in the playoffs. Tony Parker still had that over him.
Not by much. Not by much. And
you act like Tim Duncan was guarding LeBron James.
No, not always. I mean,
he didn't even win Finals MVP that year. The young guy Kawhi Leonard, because you know what Kawhi Leonard did for that? He shut down the greatest player of all time.
Yeah, he also shot 61 and 57. 61, 57, and 78 from the free throw line.
Yeah, so he's not the best.
Oh no, that's
not the best player.
I was really just looking at stats. That's not even the point I was trying to make.
So like, why don't?
But at the end of the day, he was the third best scorer and still beat LeBron 4-1.
That San Antonio team. Realistically, should have won both of those years.
Yeah.
Realistically.
But
you know that San Antonio team was well.
We're talking about, and that's
it's Bron. Yeah, Bron, greatest player of all time, whatever. But Bron can't always just do it by himself. Listen, he had Dwayne Wade. But we all know Dwayne Wade after the 2012 season was falling off of the planet.
Yeah. Is there
I mean,
was there anything else that you disagreed with on my list, or was it really just Kobe?
Oh, you gave up on this?
I mean, I feel like we're talking in circles is the only problem, you know what I mean?
Well, okay, what is your point?
I understand your point with Kobe, right? I'm just personally not, I don't like the selfishness.
Then Michael Jordan can't be too. Like, I don't get it.
Not as selfish as Kobe. He talked good about.
Not as selfish, but you.
He loved.
Okay, Michael Jordan.
He loved.
Yeah, you saw a video on TikTok about it. That doesn't mean he loved him. Scottie Pippen's got a lot to say about Michael Jordan. He was a horrible teammate.
He might not have loved Scottie Pippen, but I'm telling you, he loved playing with Dennis Rodman. And if you are gonna sit here and tell me that that's not a fact, I may have to walk off the episode, because my God. Unbelievable.
Actually, unbelievable, bro.
Unbelievable. My point with Kobe and why he falls to 8 and why Tim Duncan is 2 spots of
because he's selfish player. Like, that makes no sense.
Yes,
that makes no sense. He's such a selfish player. If he was such a selfish player, he wouldn't win the same amount of championships as he does.
Tim Duncan does have the same amount of championships. Yes, that is completely fair. He has one.
So selfish means nothing. Selfish means nothing.
It does. He has one more MVP, though.
Okay, then we can compare Derrick Rose and Kobe Bryant about MVP.
Okay.
No, Kobe yes, we can.
This is the difference. Kobe deserved his MVP. Derrick Rose did not.
You can't say a player didn't deserve it when obviously there was an impact that they had.
Oh my God! The only reason that Derrick Rose even won MVP was because he played so well at such a young age.
LeBron averaged 27 and 7, I believe, in his rookie season.
Yeah.
He didn't get it. Wembanyama, 24, averaged like 4 blocks a game, 11 rebounds. He didn't get it.
Should have got DPOY.
Okay, but he didn't.
Yeah. Well, that was his rookie year, and you have told me before, rookies don't win shit, and history has also proven that. Derrick Rose was not a rookie when he won MVP.
No, he wasn't. He was 22 years old.
Oh, that is 21. But I guess I could be wrong.
He was 21. So 2010, 2011.
Yeah, what, his second, third year?
So what he did to that team was they went 41 and 41, 41 and 41, and then he took that team to a 62 and 20, won the Central Division championship because he did that for them, averaging 25, 8, and 4. He did not deserve it. Obviously, there's probably a better player like LeBron James.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But
that's my point, though. Is there was
also
players.
It was. I mean, like you look at what LeBron had. You know, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade. Obviously, he's going to play amazing. It's LeBron James, whatever.
Right.
Derrick Rose. I mean, 41 and 41. Obviously, the team's mid, not very well, and then he plays so well that team wins that team wins 21 more games,
right,
and gets the 1 seed.
Right.
He did not deserve that. He was a team player.
Yeah, okay, that might be a bit harsh way of putting it. I just think there was more deserving players.
I mean, LeBron that year was amazing. So, should have LeBron won it with his stats? Yeah, but MVP, most valuable player, is what I'm saying. Like now they're saying, oh, Jokic doesn't deserve his. I think it'd be his 5th, right, or his 4th. His 4th. 4th MVP. Oh, he doesn't deserve it. Take Jokic off the Nuggets. That team's not. I mean, it's like play-in team. Not even play-in team.
Not even.
Take Shea off that team. Play-in. I mean, yeah, maybe play-in.
I'd give him.
Actually, no. 68 and 14. I'd probably say 6th, 5th, 4th seed.
Yeah.
But MVPs matter when your team succeeds too. When you have a successful team, they're going to look at you way more in what you do for that team. And Tim Duncan did everything for that team.
Yeah.
Play defense, rebound the ball.
I mean, yeah.
And he scored. I mean, he averaged 25 and a half, 11. First team all defensive. But Kobe couldn't impact a team that wasn't good. They just weren't good. They weren't as good as those San Antonio Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
Weren't.
Back to what I was asking. Was Kobe...
Go. Wait, sorry. Kobe averaged 35 points per game.
The year that
he didn't win MVP. No, he didn't win it.
What year?
He averaged 31 points per game. He didn't win it. He averaged 28 points per game, played every game that season. 2007, 2008. Took him to the playoffs, 57 and 25. Because the team was better. They went 42 and 40 when he averaged 30 points per game. They went 45 and 37 when he averaged 35 points per game. Because the team got better. You get more looks. Like the second leading scorer on that 45-37 was Lamar Odom with 15 points per game, Smush Parker with 11, and then Chris Mim with 10. And it was Kwame Brown, Brian Cook, Devine George, Luke Walton was a top 10 scorer on this team, averaging 5 points per game. Like, you know that team sounds horrendous.
Yeah.
So he had to average 35, and he still didn't get recognition because the team was bad. We know a guy averaging 35 points per game deserves MVP.
Oh, yeah.
But no, as soon as they go 57 and 25, and they add Pau Gasol, and they add, they add Pau Gasol, and Andrew Bynum, and Derek Fisher's back on the team. Obviously, he's going to win MVP because he's still the number 1 scorer on that team. He's still a great defender. and he's still an all-star. It depends on how good your team is and how much impact you're going to have on that team. Because take Kobe off that team. That 47 and 35 team, when he averaged 35 points per game, take him off that team, you're winning 19, 20 games. Lamar Odom's not averaging 25 points per game, 26, and then Swish Brown, 11 and a half. You got to look at how good the team was, because the team was not good.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Was there anything else on my list that you disagreed with, or is it?
I mean, you said Curry over Shaq. I mean, I'm the biggest Curry fan. I mean, I'm not going to argue it. I mean, Curry is the most impactful player of all time that's ever touched the NBA.
The thing is, if Curry doesn't have the most NBA 3-pointers made by, well, first off, just in general, but by as much of a margin as he does, he might even fall to like anywhere from 11 to 15. But he jumps all the way up to 9. Shaq is the most dominant player in NBA history. But I mean, he's got the champions. He is an MVP. He does have the All-Stars to be in that top 10. But I mean, Curry has one of the most impressive accolades of all time, behind LeBron's 50,000 total points.
Oh, well, yeah. He won unanimous MVP. Like, I'm the biggest Curry fan, so arguing against him hurts. Yeah. But Curry, I just feel like early in his career that he just couldn't do enough because he was always hurt.
Oh, for sure. He was hurt a lot. It's the whole reason that...
Not even early, just like 2017-18, he only played 51 games. I mean, he still won a championship that year. 2018-19, and then 2020, I mean, he got that wrist injury and he was out there. Like, I can't argue against Curry. I don't even know my argument because he's my favorite player of all time.
Right. Well, and he's just...
I think my argument is just how dominant.
Every time he's won a championship, it's just constantly proving people wrong too.
I think at the end of the day, with those two, you got to look at this accolades and what.
And that's what I'm looking at. Like, I mean, like I said,
Shaq was so well rounded.
So well rounded. He obviously has a lot of points. Hold on.
I mean, like, he was 7th in MVP his rookie season. Curry was averaging 17 points per game, 16 points per game.
Yeah, right.
And then his second year, he's averaging 29. Like, he was MVP every single year of his career since till 2004, 2005. Like, he went. I mean, he won. I mean, Orlando was not a great team. We all know that. They weren't a championship kind of team back in the days. Right. Obviously, went to the Lakers, teamed up. I mean, it was literally just him and Kobe. If you could stop, I mean, you couldn't stop those two because they couldn't stop scoring the ball.
Right.
And he went to Miami, and it was Dwayne Wade and Shaq. And he won a championship.
Yeah, he did.
So I don't see, like, Shaq does it all. Like, Curry won 73-9, 67-15 without, like, a Kevin Durant. But he had young Klay Thompson. He had Draymond Green. I just feel like that at that point, like, Curry is the most impactful player of all time, for sure. Everybody wants to be like him, shoot like him. I wanted to shoot like him. It's impossible. Like him. Yeah, it's impossible.
Oh, for sure. That's my point.
Yeah. But Shaq is the most dominant player of all time.
It's only one spot. I feel like arguing
about dominant
is just.
I feel like I don't want to argue against Curry, but you got to look at the accolades.
I mean, like, there's a lot of people that don't even have Shaq in their top 20, dude. I mean,
I don't think I've ever heard of that before.
I've seen a lot of people who don't have Shaq and they're okay. 20 is crazy, but they don't even have Shaq. They have Shaq falling to like 18 of all time, 16 of all time, like 15 of all time, like anywhere from
1992,
20 to 15, anywhere from
2006.
15 to 20 is where they have Shaq falling to, which I don't agree with. I think Shaq is a top 10 player of all time, 100%. There's obviously a lot of players that are still in the league that could.
So in 14 years, he was a 14-time. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 14-time All-Star.
Yeah.
That's what Steph Curry didn't do.
But he's the most threes in NBA history. He's a four-time champion. Obviously, one less than Shaq.
Yeah, but we could also give that to Ray Allen. Like Ray Allen was the number one.
Curry's beat the greatest player of all time 3 times. He's 3-1. He's 3-1 against LeBron.
Okay, look at his team compared to LeBron's team. Look at his team. The greatest dynasty of all time. The 2017 Golden State Warriors is the greatest team ever assembled.
Yeah, but it always comes back.
Except for what? You could say the 1960 Boston, where John Havlicek, Bob Cousy, Bill Russell, another one I'm missing. Kevin McHale. I don't know if he even played in the 1960s, but they were that time. But no, 2017 Warriors is the greatest team ever assembled. KD, first ballot. Steph Curry, first ballot. Klay Thompson, Hall of Famer. Draymond Green, Hall of Famer.
You don't think either of them are first ballots?
I don't think. No, I don't think so. I mean, first ballot is different from just being a Hall of Famer. Like Dwight Howard wasn't even a Hall of Famer. I mean, it wasn't even a first ballot. First ballot's like Michael Jordan.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, Dwight Howard. Yeah, he is.
That's impressive.
I love Curry. Full glaze. But I just feel like Shaq has done more in his career.
I just disagree. I just don't think so.
I mean, if you don't think so, then I mean, amen. He can keep going up the board till he gets to 1. I wouldn't care.
Who?
But I just feel like I look at the stats and I just.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, like stats. Like, yeah. I mean, Shaq just. I don't know if there was a year where that guy wasn't averaging like 30, 30, and 30, but like accolades. Yes. No, they have the same amount. They have the same amount of chips.
Yeah. But who had a worse team?
Well, obviously Shaq. Obviously Shaq.
Okay. So he had to be more dominant. That's how dominant of a player Shaq was. We all know he's the most dominant player of all time.
100%.
That's how dominant he had to be to win. If he didn't score, like if Shaq had a horrible game and Kobe had a good game, they would have probably still lost. Because they both needed to score like 25, 26, 27 points per game.
Yeah, I mean, we both knew this was gonna happen. It's gonna be just an agree to disagree kind of thing.
Well, yeah.
And just for a little recap, let's hear your top 10 again, and then I'll give my top 10.
My top 10 is LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson, Tim Duncan,
oh wow,
Shaquille O'Neal, Stephen Curry.
Yeah, okay. I actually am. I'm kind of kicking myself in the nuts right now at the fact that you didn't even catch it because we were so heated about Kobe, but Magic fell out of my top 10. I think at least. I'm actually okay. I don't know. Now I'm second guessing myself because I don't have it written down anywhere. Okay, and then my top 10 is LeBron, Michael, Kareem. We're gonna go Bill Russell, Wilt. Then after that, I've got Tim Duncan, of course. We've got no. I feel like didn't I put Magic at my 7? Oh yeah, I put Magic at my 7. Never mind. Magic at my 7. Kobe at 8. We're gonna go Stephen Curry at 9, and at 10 we have Shaquille O'Neal, and that'd be my top 10.
I feel like I'm punching myself right now. Built. I mean, Larry.
Yeah, Larry, but I mean,
No, 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 no. Bird is definitely better than Curry, Shaquille O'Neal, and Duncan,
oh, there's no
and
way.
Magic Johnson,
I'm gonna lose
and
it.
Magic Johnson.
Okay. Larry's not better than Curry, but okay. I mean, I'm taking Kevin Durant over
I will take. Okay,
Bird. Like,
I will not do that. So Curry will be my 11 right now. Yeah, yeah. I don't know why Bird was out. Bird is arguably one of the greatest players of all time. Played 12 seasons, 12 All Stars, 3-time NBA champion, 10-time All NBA, Rookie of the Year, 3-time All Defensive, 3-time MVP. Uh, yeah, yeah, I like this. Brown, Jordan, Kareem, Russell, Will, Kobe, Bird, Magic, Duncan, Shaq. That's my list.
I don't hate it. I've got some disagreements. You
I
disagree with
mean,
a few of my
I promise you, I'm
picks,
punching
so
myself because Curry's out my top 10.
right.
I hate it, but I just don't think that's it.
I mean, and I'm not, and I know I sound kind of definite. But I promise you, my 9 and 10 is not definite. Those are definitely very interchangeable. I think if Curry won a championship this year and didn't unfortunately get that hamstring injury, I think he falls to maybe even like maybe even 8. Maybe Kobe and Shaq can be buddies again at my 9 and 10. I mean, I don't really know.
What do you
I guess
think
we'll never
about?
know unless he actually does win a championship next year. Um,
I guess this could be an argument. Um, Nikola Jokic. If
I
he
like.
wins another MVP, where do you put him?
I don't know. I mean, has there ever been a? Well, okay.
Honestly,
MVP.
I think Nikola Jokic right now is having a more dominant
Does he go into
stretch than
Does he go
Shaq
into
has ever
10?
had.
I think he maybe goes
I
to
know
10.
I said,
I think Shaq would fall to my 11, and I think Jokic would go to 10. I think that's what
but
happens.
that's the thing. Like when you look at it, well, yeah, okay. I don't disagree with you. I don't agree with you. That's the thing because Jokic. I mean, he's in his ninth year, but yeah, he is. I know I said that Shaq is the most dominant player, and everybody knows that. But Jokic is having, as of right now, the most dominant stretch of all time, and it's not. It's a landslide.
Oh, it's not even close. I agree.
Like for the last 6 seasons, sorry, 5 seasons, he was MVP. MVP. Honestly, should have. Uh,
Oh
maybe
Lord.
Does
Oh
MB
Lord.
deserve that?
Hold on. Breaking news. Breaking news. 49ers are extending Brock Purdy with a 5-year, $265 million contract extension, including 181 million in total guarantees. And with that,